at North Rathburn Lake. I realized last night that I'd been calling it Rathburn Lake, which is probably because when I was a kid I lived at Mavis and Rathburn in Mississauga, and every time I looked at it I thought I was seeing Rathburn, but it's Rathbun. So we are at North Rathburn, and we had some ducks and geese flying over this morning. And last night there were some wolves howling, which was nice. Anyways, we're gonna get up and start our day. We're packed up here at North Rathburn, and we are headed across the bay to the portage that leads to Serpentine. Let's get this big portage out of the way, and check in with you after that. So we're about 1 kilometer through the 1400 meter portage to Serpentine. I've been able to single carry everything so far. This is my second break. It's a little more awkward than heavy to carry the kayak with the canoe pack, but aside from that, it's pretty manageable. So we got about 400 meters downhill to Serpentine Lake now. Not too bad. We made it to campsite 224 on Serpentine Lake. It's a nice secluded site here. The site doesn't look too special, but it is, like I said, secluded way at the far end of Serpentine at the top. So I decided to take the portage from Serpentine to Copper. Just want to see as much of this area as I can. We're going to get down into the main part of Copper Lake and then head up into Anderson and portage over to Rock. That's the plan for today. As you can see, got to meander through this creek behind me, and yeah, maybe stop for lunch before we hit the next creek up into Anderson. Paddled my way north through the creeks from Copper Lake to Anderson. I'm here on Anderson now. It's a nice little triangle-shaped lake that links up Serpentine, Copper, and Rock Lake. So we're gonna paddle over to the portage to Rock And that should be the end of the portaging for today. So I'm at the portage from Anderson to Rock. Shouldn't take too long. Map says it's 440 meters. Sign says 342 meters. Doesn't matter really. We'll get over to Rock Lake, we'll find our site, and we'll relax for a bit. Well, I made it to site 250 on Rock Lake, but I'm here a lot earlier than I thought. So the new plan is to just head on up to Clanricarde Lake today, or at least up to Little Anstruther's, and see what the portage looks like into Clanricarde. So instead of staying here, I'm just going to keep on going. Well, I'm at the end of Rock Lake, and we are taking Camp Creek up to Clanricarde, well, at least up to Little Anstruther's. it to the north end of Little Anstruthers and been looking for the portage to Clanricarde. I think I found it. But the problem is now is I'm pretty exhausted and tired. So I made it to Clanricarde. I didn't bring the kayak or the dry bag. In fact, I was just checking out this ATV trail to see if it came here. And sure enough, it does, generally. But man, is it a trek in here. So I don't think I'm gonna bring the kayak in. I'm gonna hike back to Little Anstruthers and find a place to camp and get something to eat. I'm exhausted and super hungry. Well, I mapped out the portage. I can figure out how to get here. And let's head back to Little Anstruthers. Alright, so just got back from Clanricarde. Measured that portage on my Garmin and it was 1,150 meters. And there's a lot of up and down. It's a long portage in there. And then the access to the lake is pretty crap too once you're there. Anyways, we're back at Little Anstruthers. I gotta go find a place to camp, make some dinner, and rest because I am dead tired. Day here on Little Anstruthers. It's a very nice, small, quiet lake. There's a trapping cabin at the north end and another cabin, I'd say about 100 meters south of the trapping cabin. The portage to Clanricarde starts sort of halfway between the two cabins and runs along the ATV trails. Well, at least that's how I got there. I hiked over just to check to make sure it was the right trail. Wouldn't want to take everything and then find out it's not actually leading to Clanricarde, but it does. And I think the plan is to come back another time and maybe do a day trip in from Serpentine or Rock and maybe try to get in there to paddle around. For now, I figured out how to get there. Saw a couple potential sites on the way in, so I'm going to paddle back and set up camp. Get something to eat. It's fun getting in here. I don't know how many liftovers I did for beaver dams. Probably 6, maybe 7. Plus there's a bridge you gotta portage around. And there's a portage into Little Anstruthers from Camp Creek. Because you just you can't paddle through there. And it's a bit of a bushwhack, but it gets you here. Alright, check in when we get to camp. So I found a site on Little Anstruthers. Not much of a site, but it's on a little island. A couple trees on it. That's the end of day 2, and had a long day today. I'm just gonna go to bed, get lots of sleep, and we'll see what Camp Creek looks like going south of Rock Lake tomorrow. I'm gonna call it a night. I'm toast. See you in the morning.